And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Planet Crafter. I'm gonna go off and explore an area. We're gonna want to bring along enough stuff that we can set up sort of a living compartment right next to where the area is. So we want to bring along 3 iron, 2 titanium, and a silicon to build a little box. And then we'll bring along enough iron to make a storage container as well. So let's go off exploring. And in fact, we can see where I'm going to go in the distance from here. We're going to go to that sort of archway thing. I think it technically is a ring ship. It'll be a little more obvious what it is when we get closer. What's this over here? Cannot, or can be destroyed with explosives. Okay, so I don't have the explosives to go in there yet. There's a place we can explore when we get the big bada boom, obviously. We got this place up here. I'm not sure there's going to be anything underwater. There might be stuff underwater as well. Quick swim in the lake. Yeah, at least the bit we can see here doesn't necessarily have an indication that we're going to have underwater room. Didn't see any chest down there. I think the entranceway into this thing is the doorway over here. Could be wrong. There could be more than one way in. Set up next to this door for the moment. Got the tier 2 algae generator. How does that differ from the tier 1 in construction cost? Replaces the eggplant with fertilizer. And otherwise it's mostly doubling up on stuff. Okay. A lot more oxygen, so eventually we'll want to transfer over that. Assuming I have the oxygen, or have the eggplants to make it. Reminds me, I forgot to build the box. My locker storage. We'll put our stuff here as we find interesting things that we maybe don't want to bring with us right away. And we can always come back around with the rover now to use its storage. Oh, and this one is, at this point, partially flooded. I think it's actually as flooded as it's going to get, but partially flooded. Oh, some iridium and uranium rods. Another Tuska seed. That's good. Okay. Back up to our little box. And then we can put the lower value stuff. Actually, we'll just put everything in here for the moment. back in to explore the wreck. Actually, I didn't finish clearing that box out. Let's see if I can find the box again. Not that the contents of the box was super important, but we'd already found it once. It's not like it's going to get new content if we find it later. Oh, there's some fertilizer that'll save us some growth of eggplant. Space locker, so we wanted some spacesuits. Or alternative look. Got a cave here outside the wreck. There's a blueprint ship. That's nice. Nice flag. There's a heater, tier 2 heater. A lot of times in the past we would relocate those when we find them. And have the storage. Let's get back up to the surface and I'll come back down for you. Okay. Got that chest is getting a little full. Good thing we built the second one. Okay, back into the wreck. Okay, so we're gonna loot you, disassemble you. Random piece of aluminum. Might have accidentally dropped it. Okay, we found a message. You can pause and read it here, or I'll probably go bring it up on the Spectrum when we get back to base. Another chip. I think we're almost done exploring the wreck. And we wanted to power it up. There's the place we power it up. Find the ability to interact with those. Productive manner. And yeah, I think that's everything down here. Could be wrong. Remember there potentially being destructible, assemblable wall in here? Apparently I didn't find it, if there is. Back into our little box. We'll sort out what loot I want to take with us. For the first trip. We can always come back with the truck to bring more down. Needless to say, I don't need the iron right now. Don't need the like, tier 1 ingredients. Leave that here. Take the Tusca seed. Leave the Shang seed. Leave the iridium. And the rod's worth taking, but the iridium by itself is not so much. Rod. Aluminum, uranium, Tusca seed, Sepia seed, Rilla seed. Maybe take the osmium? Rilla seed. Aluminum. Osmium? Yeah, I think that's good enough for the one. Might take a slightly different route back. The route we came up here, I don't think all of the rover will come up. Might be able to come up this one. Well, I might actually be down in a ravine right now, not where I think I'm going. Okay, let's see if we can get up the cliff here. Slight shortcut back if I am where I think I am. Yeah, okay. There is a way through here back to base. We'll take that back. I'll have to spend more time probably exploring that ravine area later. Although, we'll need to take more time to explore this area later because we've just went past the blue chest. I haven't taken the time to loot the whole area. There's another blue chest. Okay, we land. We'll drink a bit of water because we're low on water. So let's eat some of the space food. Let's see what the blueprint microchips give us. Tier 3 agility boots, so we can go faster while walking. Next level... Oh no, map information. So that might be a little bit separate from the map. That's probably going to reveal where the mining locations are. And Tier 2 equipment increase. Okay. Okay, let's check what that map information rocket's going to cost. Besides the rocket engine. I know it's going to cost a rocket engine. That's unavoidable. Map information. Osmium super alloy rod. Microchip. And the expected rocket. Don't think I have the ability to make a super alloy rod yet. No. Okay, so we're not making that anytime soon. Well, maybe soon, but because I'm not sure how far out we are on the rod. Just not yet. The uranium, the squash seeds away. The rod's away. I'll take the super alloy. Back, okay. And I've got a fertilizer, so I can do another flower spreader, which I think is what we'll do next. Magnesium. And we've got a Tusca seed in the inventory, so we just need to find a good place to plop it. We'll put it over here. And I'll actually put a golden seed in it. So we'll take the golden seed out of the tier 3. Place it with the Tusca seed. It's almost as good. There we go. And then I need more eggplant. How's the eggplant growing come along? Good. I think I'll have plenty of eggplant. Actually, no, I won't have plenty of eggplant because I'm thinking I need to do something. Yeah, I don't have as much as I want. I have a major step in the right direction. But LJ, sulfur. Okay. The number of algae that's in that sentence, whereas not respective of the number of algae I actually need. And that's because we got it in here. Yes. Okay. 3 fertilizers. Do I even have enough algae for a bicycle? No, I'm actually one short. Has the algae regrown? Not yet. 88%. Oh, one of the things I want to build is swapping over to the algae generator. I want the tier 2 dome as well, which is why we need the algae for the bacteria sample. I suppose as I harvest the tier 1 generators, we'll get eggplants back to make fertilizer for the tier 2. Okay. Let's get ready to put the tier 2 down. And then we harvest the 2 tier 1s, we'll have enough for another tier 1. Or another tier 2. I think we want 3, but we'll make do with 2 for the moment. Well, actually, I'll leave what we currently have growing until it's harvest time. But we'll still grow, because I want 3. We'll still get this built. So I need 2 bioplastic. Here's a bioplastic. I can harvest the mushrooms. Now let me make another bioplastic. I think that's plus sulfur. Silicon, plus silicon. Magnesium superalloy. Here's the tier 2. And it'll start growing algae like the tier 1s, although we're planning on taking the tier 1s apart as soon as they're done with this current batch. 97%, so almost done. And the world is getting greener. The greenery is expanding. Oxygen feels like it's moving so slow. Okay, we're gonna get the oxygen up to get the tier 4 heater, so we can get the tier 4 drill, so we can get pressure, so we can do more stuff. Without having to really super spam stuff, I think is the plan. Don't think I need this aluminum inventory for the moment. Let's take the aluminum out. And I'm waiting for 1 more algae for a bacteria sample. And then I can pick up the one we've already got, super alloy and sulfur. I suppose I can pick the sulfur alloy and I think I have super alloy somewhere. The bacteria sample at least. Let's pick that up. Yeah, super alloy. Yes, I did open it up, go like, yeah, there's no super alloy there. Close it, go like, wait, no, there was. sometimes the brain is not working. Am I out of sulfur again? Yeah, I've down to 1 sulfur, so that's the last sulfur for the moment. Okay. Yes, we're just the bacteria sample short, which is 1 algae. And then I think I'm going to replace the tier 1 biodome with the tier 2. So I think all the tier 1 is giving us, besides oxygen, is access to the second tab, which I think we have from this anyway. I could be wrong. Wait, I think I already have that screen available to us. I don't think I need this portion of the building anymore. Well, won't need it anymore. Currently do want it because we're making use out of the oxygen, and but yeah, I think we'll basically physically replace this portion of the base with the tier 2 biodome, which is better oxygen. It's going to be decent amounts of power, but machine optimizer. Explosive powder, uranium rod explosive powder. Find and insert fuses. We haven't found any fuses. I don't think I got any way to make fuses yet. But when we do, in theory, this makes the other buildings better. In given proximity. You ready? Yes. Okay, I need to process some of this before I have space for the second one. There's the bacteria sample, so I've got everything I need for the biodome. That cleared up 6 inventory spaces, so I think I've got the space to do the disassembly on you. Apparently not quite. Apparently not quite. Okay. How do I want to handle that? I've got some random super allied sitting on the floor there. I'll probably need to go pick some of that back up again, put the door in, but... Okay. And then... Tier 2 dome. It is apparently bigger than the Tier 1 dome. Does not connect where I'm trying to connect it. On my current base. Ah, okay. Oh, actually, it will connect... It's willing to connect there for a moment. Okay, I don't think that's really where I wanted to place that, but it connects there. And then do I have enough for a door? No, the door bits are the bits I put back. Okay. Yeah, okay, that'll work. That could have been worse. That could have been worse. Iron, titanium, silicon. Actually build the door by running through here. There we go, so we got a tree dome here. And this makes tree bark, which we'll need at some point. We can collect the tree bark from either side, okay. And then presumably I still have access to... Yeah, I still have access to the biomass. see. Can I put in the iron, titanium, silicon? Put an inventory in there. Silicon, titanium, iron, yeah. I was hoping to attach it where we had the previous one. That was not to be. It is apparently a bigger dome. Not quite ready. Not quite ready, okay. In the meantime, let's go harvest the rest of the algae and disassemble the other tier 1 algae farm. And we'll start building tier 2 algae farms. And just to double check, the tier 2 is making algae. Yep. In fact, I think it makes more algae per cycle. So with three of the level 2 ones, I think we'll have plenty of algae production. Oh, I could have gone for the closer door. Too late. And I need some sulfur. Okay, let's go gather some sulfur. And apparently need to eat some food, so we'll grab some beans for that. And some aluminum. Not that I need aluminum right now. I just need sulfur, which is a different beast entirely. Here is sulfur. Yeah, it's aluminum. We'll try to pass up the aluminum. We have enough for the moment. I might actually have to put a sulfur mine up at some point. Apparently I'm finding difficulty finding the sulfur in the sulfur location. It plumes of sulfur in the air and barely a bit of it on the ground. It also hides very well in the biome because yellow clouds overlaying yellow ore. Got 5. Let's grab 10 before we go back. I think there's going to be 10 here. Yeah, we haven't unlocked the tier 2 mines. I'm not sure if the sulfur could be mined at the tier 1 or if I gotta wait until tier 2. That asteroid. Sandstorm. That is asteroids. Although not knowing what type of asteroids it are, it may not be particularly valuable. Looking at my oxygen gauge, I need to go get back into the oxygen. We can't quite breathe the atmosphere yet. Not enough oxygen yet. Okay, here's one fertilizer. Magnesium superalloy bioplastic nuggets. The world is definitely getting greener. And I want to build a little more of those, if I can find the time and patience to wait for more squash. Not squash, eggplant. 89%. Yeah, I want to grow one more of those. Get the tier 2 going. At which point I suppose I'm kind of waiting for more oxygen. We don't have a oxygen rocket to send. We'll get interior stairs soon. That might make it a little interesting to try to build the base a bit vertical. Halfway to the plant rocket. Increases moss spread, so I think that's plant spread. Butterfly dome, 140 tons. I think we're a little way off from that. Or 80 tons for the beehive. Beehive is going to come first, probably. Although I think if you're really rushing on the plants, I think you can technically get to Beehive and Butterfly Dome before the larvae shows up. In which case you don't have anything to put in them, or build them with, I think. There's a tier 5 heater. Tier 2 food grower. We really need that stuff to grow faster. Anyway, right now we're kind of waiting for biomass to grow, and we're waiting for oxygen to go up. The oxygen goes high enough, we'll do the heater, and then the drill. And yeah, we're just waiting for fertilizer, although I might be running low on bioplastic as well. Yeah, I could probably do some bioplastic. Which is mushrooms, which are 90% of the way done. I got upgraded boots. Do I have the place to build the upgraded boots? I do. 2 super alloy and explosive power. assuming I have the super alloy, and we do, and that I have the stuff to build explosive powder, which I suspect we do. It's just an iridium plus the sulfur we wouldn't mind. Okay, I'm gonna have to go over to the iridium mine to acquire some iridium. Back to base. Oh, gotta make explosive powder first. We go over to the assembler over here, make the boot upgrade. Oh, I suppose the other thing I can work on while we're waiting for our squash and mushrooms to grow is the upgrades here. Silicon, super alloy, iridium. Skip that. I have an idea where we get the obsidian from. For those of you who understand what obsidian is, it's volcanic rock, so it probably comes with the volcano biome. Doesn't take a lot of thought to go into that, right? Super alloy silicon. Another super alloy silicon and a fabric. Don't know where zeolite is. Sulfur, cobalt, silicon. Okay, so I'm looking at 3 silicon, 2 super alloy, a cobalt, and a fabric that I need from stuff I don't have in inventory. Oh, I'm gonna have to build some of it before I can carry enough to put it all together. So do the first upgrade. Increase. Oh, and that goes into my inventory. Okay, where do I slot that on you? Oh, that was definitely not the place I was supposed to be standing. Okay, open vehicle. Permanent increase, okay. Lights. Lights. We worked out speed wasn't within our wheelhouse, although I can get super alloy and do inventory size. Okay, I suppose that's one way to make the chest a bigger chest. And that is definitely a bigger chest. From a storage standpoint. Okay. Need some silicon. Put your apparently I'm out of in the base, so I'm gonna have to go find it out in the wild. Here's some silicon. About to go all the way over to the aluminum mine. Grab some LJ. Fertilizer. I'm 1 nugget short of the generator. Tier 2 generator. Suppose if I'm 1 nugget short, either I need to find one in the base, I need to grow another batch of mushrooms to go find some out in our exterior bases if I missed any earlier. I suspect there might be some in the base we just built, so let's go over there and check. I have no idea if this is actually a shortcut to the way place I'm trying to go. Okay, we've been down in this ravine before. Yeah, I'm not sure if the rover would make it up over that terrain. Any bio-nuggets? 1 bio-nugget. There we go. So, oh, actually, I need more than 1 bio-nugget. Bring the iridium back as well. Yeah, I think that's good enough for the moment. Yeah, probably that ramp is probably the best way up there. Earlier I was thinking it wasn't gonna be the way up there, but probably is actually. Okay, jetpacking backwards does not work. I should check what sort of rocks are coming out of these asteroid impacts. Could be uranium. Could be something else. Plausibly nothing. Looks like it's nothing right now. I have enough in my inventory right now to build the tier 2. Let's go put it out. There we go. Now, what to do next? Okay, we make mushrooms to bioplastic. LJ is required for fertilizer and the fertilizer upgrades. Don't yet have methane cartridges for tier 2. Working towards that. Oh, I just remembered. We had the message from the place we just explored. Today was the inauguration of the Space Warp Gate. It took us 2 years to build, and was to finally allow us to easily cross the Itzala Prime Sector. But as soon as we turned on the main power reactor, everything went wrong. Power immediately went down, all other reactors and the stabilizers broke within a few minutes, and the spaceship was inexplicably drawn towards the closest planet. We've tried everything to fix it, but it seems there's nothing we can do. The whole crew escaped into the escape pods, and we sent a distress signal. I'm going to my pod now. What a waste. All these months of work will be lost. I can't understand what happened. This shouldn't have happened. So, basically the ship complaining about the fact that it is crashing. So that was more recent than the first message. So this cargo ship crashed 3021. This one crashed 3034. And we're currently in 3058. So it's been 24 years since that ring ship crashed. Oh, what do I need for the interior stairs? I'm supposed to put some stairs in this thing. Iron, aluminum, iron, titanium, titanium, titanium. Okay, so double titanium, double aluminum, double iron. That doesn't sound too hard. Do I have any iron? If I don't have iron, that's easy enough. I just go outside. Pick it up from somewhere. Iron's the most abundant mineral on the planet, right? Pick the silicon up anyway. It's not what we're looking for. There we go. See what the how the stairs attach. Oh, that's why I can't attach them. Gotta have a radar dish in the way. Small radar dish in the way. Okay, let's actually just take the radar dish down. Put the radar dish someplace else. A little farther away from the base. Doesn't need to be next to the base. There we go. Being warned about low food level. That's easy enough to fix. There we go. See how that works. Okay. Iron, bunch of super alloy into titanium. Let's try that out. Oh, I have to remember the, we're out of iron for the moment. We need to go acquire some iron is what's going on. Where did I put the super alloy? There's the super alloy. Although we're a little low on super alloy, I'll have to go out mining super alloy soon, too. Gonna put the iron and titanium out of our aluminium mine over here. I come over here for iron and titanium. Do they have any? No. No, that would be too nice. Did I put any in the chest over here? Nope. Well, let's check what we need for the plant spreader, and then we'll go check the other mine. Checking the plant spreader mainly because it's on the way back. Oh, I'm going to need some titanium, so... That's actually iron. That's fine. That's silicon. Titanium, iron. Is that all the... Okay, so we're just looking for titanium now. Plant rocket. Lerma tree bark. Fertilizer. Double super alloy and rocket engine. Okay, so that's not too bad. And that gives us a plant bonus, which will help us get the plant generated. There we go. And we got a nice big room upstairs. I might, at some point, take the time to move a bunch of the storage upstairs. You know what I should work on at some point? The pinning recipe, so I can pin stuff. Aluminum, osmium, super alloy, cobalt, and magnesium. Cobalt. I'm cobalt short. Oh, as I click on the thing, like, oh, there's no cobalt in there. There's cobalt in there. My eyes deceive me. There we go. And, don't have the methane cartridge for the second one, but... in theory, I can now pin recipes. This will be useful for things that are not in the base, like, say, our rocket recipes. So I can pin the rocket recipe. Another GPS satellite. I'm looking for the plant. There we go. So now we can see what I need for my plant. Which is more super alloy. Okay. I got a couple ideas where I can go farm super alloy, so that's not a problem. Put that away for the moment. Okay. Off to get some super alloy. Or, well, I'll have to get ready to go get some super alloy, because I'm looking at the time, and it's probably about time I put a part break in. The upper level up to this area frequently has a little bit of super alloy up there. We've only mined a very little portion of it, so there's probably more up there. So that's where we're going to go look at next. So I think exploring to find the super alloy is probably a better use of time rather than crafting it out of the basic materials. Here we go. So this is, I think, where we'll put the part break in. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. This is the midstream tea break. We're going to go make a cup of tea, so I'll be back to recording as soon as the tea is made. So until the next bit, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and/or stream, and bye for now.